In this video, I'm going to show you how we can create and merge branches within WhereScape 3D using a CI/CD workflow. If you're a data modeler or data engineer looking to use modern CI/CD practices because you have problems with collaboration, maybe your data models can't be collaborated on by multiple developers at a single time, or you have bottlenecks in your workflow preventing you from creating safe space to test out new ideas and prototypes, or even to carry out upgrades, then this is for you. Let's head over to my workspace where I will show you how I use WhereScape 3D to create feature branches from the development branch, how I can commit back to that feature branch, and then how I can take the feature branch and merge it back into my development branch. So let's say we have a model version in the source category we want to bring back. We can use the import from Git function, and that will enable us to assess how many versions of a model there is, and we can bring it back from a selected branch. So if we pick the development branch, because at this point that's the only branch we've been working through, we can then select the sales model, but it will tell you any model that's existed in time within the Git audit. You can then pick the main branch or the main model version, and then from there it will list back all the various details and options of change that you've had, and here you can then start to decide whether you want to overwrite the existing model or if you want to bring it back as a different model version with the commit version within its name. So we're going to go with that to create a second model version. You can see behind the scenes we have a new model version within source. By right mouse button and display that, it will show us previous change, and from here we can commit this back up as a separate model. We can use WhereScape's functionality to merge models into another source, so you can merge this into that and then figure out the differences, or you can just use it for reference and discard it without sending it back to Git. Let's go through the process of sending it to Git by hitting commit to Git, so we can demonstrate the other option we have for deleting a model. So that model is now being committed to Git, and if we head over there we can see cool, and there you can see that's the latest commit where the brand new model version has been incorporated. I can go and select the model version that we've just created and use delete model and commit. What this will do is it will remove the model from the repository, so it cleans up your 3D repository, keeps it nice and nimble. And we can commit back to Git. So that's now done. If I head over to my repository, I can now see the latest commits. And if I go into that, you can see the model's been deleted. So the last thing we can show you is how to create branches or switch branches. So if you wanted to create a branch from this initial development branch and you want to create a feature branch, we have the option to create branch here. We've selected development branch and we've calling our new branch development Simon Meacher feature. And what will happen when this option is triggered is the remote branch, or the branch will be cloned on the remote repository, and then the process of pulling that branch back down to the local machine and rebuilding on your desktop will take place.
A few moments later.
So now we're back in our WhereScape 3D environment. You can see that we've now moved to the Simon Meacher feature, or the development Simon Meacher feature. And if we hop into our Git repository, we can now, if we refresh the page, we can now see brand new branch, the development Simon Meacher feature. So this 3D repository is now connected to that branch, and any commits I make will go into the branch. So if I decide I want to add some logic into the branch or into the design, so if I want to add some transformation logic in, let's say we want to add in some transformation logic into the way the sales amount is calculated, we can come along and we can add in transformation, and we can click on OK. We can apply it to the default set, convert to decimal. So if I've clicked on sale, I can now cast sale amount as decimal and close bracket. Now if I want to test this, I can do, and from here I can write the query to test the value against the source data and then run. And I can see the value. So obviously this is not doing anything other than taking away the decimal places at this stage, but this is to prove how you would then add in your transformation, and you'd apply that and click on OK. Now your transformation is built into your model. We've obviously made those changes. I want to hit commit to Git. And then we want to overwrite the existing model. So we're going to, now we're going to create a loaded stage. I hit main. I'm going to call this dev. Excellent. So that's now finished. What I'm going to do is delete the original main model and then rename developments to main, and then I'm going to commit that to Git. All those data transformations I did in the star schema have now been applied within the load and stage model. I can repeat as I prepare the model to go to the target platform. Again, I'll move everything into the right storage. Click on update and finish. So now we have the new development model. I'm going to remove the main model and then rename development to main, and then commit that over to my Git repository. So now we've committed all of our changes back into the Simon Meacher feature, and it enables us to merge back into development and move all of the changes back into the development branch. And the way we do that is we can use the close branch function, and what close branch enables you to do is a few things. We can either close a branch completely, or we can close the feature branch and merge it into the development branch by using the merge and close. So we'll go through that process. This will merge the feature branch into the development branch and close down the feature branch, and then start the process of pulling the development branch and reconfiguring this computer to be connected to the development branch.
A few moments later.
Okay, so now we have closed the branch, merged the branch, we're back in development, and if we go and check to see, we have got the same transformation as we had that we incorporated in our fact table. So we have our data transformation with the very silly conversion there to a decimal, but everything is just being brought back in and everything's been pushed through. So the whole feature branch has been merged back into our development branch, and we're now ready to test this design, push it into our environment, our development environment, to see how it stands up against our acceptance testing. As you can see, I was able to create a feature branch to isolate all of my changes, and I can control those changes from that point. Not only can I do like manual peer reviews, but I also have the ability to discard the changes and not move them any further forward. And I also have complete control over merging those changes back in and when I do it. This is a great opportunity for you to build in automated peer review testing, so you can peer review the code as it's being built every time the changes are committed back to the Git repository. And this workflow helps to stop any potential changes or potential problems from being pushed into and changing your data model. Also, with the GitHub full audit history, you have the ability to roll back any changes. So if you do merge a problem back into your data model, you can roll that back at any point. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to use WhereScape Red and Snowflake to automate deployment of the data model into a target platform.